good, crypto fam? Yeah. What's good, y'all? Just catching some time listening to the early AM crickets by myself. Hey, but I had some stuff I wanted to talk about, man. It's your boy King Tut going in. Check it out. I'm gonna show y'all a couple of things I got. Put some money on some Tezos this morning. Put some money on some EOS. I just accumulate those typically. But man, Bitcoin is kind of having a little bit of a retest here. That's kind of what it does though, you know, I mean, that's what this is going to be largely about, this first video that I make. This one's for a little bit of the noobs out here. You know, we're all a noob at one point or another, but I just want to show y'all what I do on the daily. Let me turn this music down. I'll be vibing out to this music here, man. Sorry if you can't hear me, man. It's your boy Tut. This that Royal Crypto Family daily market update, right? I'm gonna call it something, I don't know. We're gonna keep getting into this though. I really want to help people just educate and build wealth and knowledge about this crypto market asset class. So right now, let me just do a quick run through. You got a few major coins here. Bitcoin, ETH, you know, everything's kind of having a little bit of a down day. A lot of things are having a down day at least. I saw a few things up, like you can see Doge is up a little bit on the 7-day, so it's not down that bad on the 7-day chart over here. Let's see, Chainlink's really going down, but it was pumping the other day, so that's come with the territory. Oh, you know what, I'm accumulating algo too. I got a Ledger wallet. I delegate my algo and I get pretty decent rewards for it. I'll have another video on that at some point. I'm gonna try to make a little thing out of this, y'all. I hope y'all can subscribe. I need to get 50 subscribers, by the way, so send this to your friends. I got to get 50 subscribers to even be able to record on my phone, which is going to be hella valuable because I can record on the go. So check this out. A big part of this video here is going to be about TradingView, right? TradingView.com. You just go over here, you click charts. On the top left, you can create an account. It's free, or you can go in here like I've done. I like to have extra indicators. You could put hella indicators on here, all these different. I'll get into that in other videos, but right now this is going to be just a basic setup video, right? I'm going to give you all a general overall market sentiment at the beginning of each video, give you a good idea, and I'll get more into this type of stuff as I go. So I'm just going to hide everything for now, hide all the indicators for now. Sorry, I got a bug out here. I got some mosquitoes out here in Florida, man. Okay, so check it out. First thing I'm going to get into is these timelines, okay? 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, all the way up to 12 month out here at the top, okay? Now, you can't get into all of these when you got a free account, but check it out. It's still like you can get most of them. All the ones that I have are pretty relatively valuable. Honestly, the 1, the 3, and the 5 get down under really low timelines, and it's honestly a little bit much for a new trader. That's really only if you're going to be trading on leverage, which means to use money that's borrowed, which really you shouldn't be doing if you don't know what you're doing. So don't even worry about those timelines if you can't get them on there. But most of these between the 30-minute, really the hour and up, are very, very good timelines to really make firm analysis on. Okay, so check it out. You go in here, you hit this little drop down, and you hit the star to get them to appear up here. General idea of this chart is that this is a candlestick chart. This is really, in my opinion, and there are other opinions, this is the best chart to type of chart to read from. Sorry, I got some alerts set up. I'm going to get into that as well. And what you can click this drop down arrow. Hollow candles. The line is another chart people like to use. It just basically references the closes. The candlesticks, what they do, they show you the open. This one, a red candle, it opens, it closes. The wick represents the absolute low of that period of time, and this candlestick is represented by a weekly candle. Weekly You could change it to 5 days, however many days. These lines that I have, blue, yellow, orange, red, purple, moving averages. They represent the 21, sorry, the 13, the 21, the 55, the 111, the 200, and I like to put the 350 in there too for the EMAs, the exponential moving averages. We can get into that stuff later in more technical analysis videos. I just want to show you how to set this up and give you the gist of it. So once you've got the idea of all this, right, you need to be able to go on here, go through this watch list, and create some things. Now, it's going to give you just a few to begin with, and I only really keep symbol, the last column, and the change percentage column. You can click these three dots up here, and you can, it starts out, it'll have change on here as well, which I think just congests it. I don't need to know the amount that it changes in the units relevant to that asset. It's difficult to standardize it like that, so I just keep it in percentages and the absolute value of the asset. You'll get used to seeing it so often that you'll get used to it. So I have several columns in here, and this is important when you're going through doing this for yourself. You got these columns. I got crypto USD pairs. So what you can do, you just hit what is it, I think it's the plus. No, it's not the plus. You hit the plus to actually type in things. So you'll type in like BTC, and you'll notice there's a ton of them in here. It can be a little bit complicated, which is why I'm probably going to go in and do another separate video just on that, because my watch list is deep. I have a lot of assets that I monitor, and the more that you get into this, the more you're going to have them too. And you'll group them into categories. It's not just assets, it's indices. Like for instance, the total market cap, which is something I'm going to get into every single video with y'all. Oh, one other thing, this indicator down, this scale operating tool down here, the log scale. The log scale is showing things in a base 10, so in exponents. So you'll notice like you can see these little micro jumps when it went from 10 to 50. It doesn't look like much now that it's over the $1 trillion marks. Like this is back in the 1 billions. This is the total market cap of all crypto assets, and you can analyze it from total 2, which is total without Bitcoin, and you can also analyze total 3. You just type these right into the plus sign. Just type in total 1. Oh wait, just total actually, and you'll see it. But you got to click the all bubble over here, and you'll see it. Total. You can get the different ones, and you just click the plus sign over here to add it to your watch list. What my key thing is, I want to see how far back it goes. You want to make sure that it goes back. Like this goes back to July 2017. This is a good set of data. So when you're going through here, there's dominance charts, which reference the percentage of the overall market cap. Bitcoin dominance is probably the most helpful chart to use. I'm going to get into a lot of this going further into other videos, but I just want to give y'all a little bit of surface. Crypto BTC pairs. This is helpful when you want to analyze, like for instance, ETH BTC is probably the most important one. When you're looking at ETH BTC, this is the value of Ethereum compared to Bitcoin. Value of Ethereum valued in Bitcoins. So you can say if it's more valuable to hold one or the other. And right now, Ethereum's coming up on breaking, like right now, it's coming up on breaking its all-time high back here in 2018, 2017. So that's kind of a big deal. I'm going to take it off the log scale so you can kind of see it a little bit more in perspective. Like it's really, it's coming through a good level of resistance that was over here. Okay, so moving on, we got BTC pairs. I got most cryptos that I consider valued against Ethereum also. And then I have some other things. USD vitals. The DXY is very important. You got stocks, or you got bond yields, which is huge. If you go back on like a quarterly scale, you can see the bond yields have been going down. It's really about time that they bounce back, the 10-year, the 30-year. You can see inflation curves. You can see the money flow, which is really low right now, which is actually a very big deal. We can get into that. I can talk to you about some economic kind of etiquette and how those things go into all of this. International indices, the Dow Jones, the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, all of this is really relevant, especially in the New York market. Then you get in the Nikkei 225. All of these, Hang Seng, there's a lot of different indices that represent these different markets across the world, and they open at different intervals in the day that can really help you plan your trading strategy if you're trading in a daily time frame. If you're just a buy and hold person or a swing like over weeks or months period of time, it might not be that valuable. But to maximize your entry and your exit could be. Got some stocks on here. This is probably what most people are going to be privy to. You know, the legacy market is so valued in stocks that it's and derivatives of them. Most people just trade other types of derivatives of these. So I mean, you can go on there, get all your stocks on this app, TradingView, man. TradingView is where it's at, and really, it's going to come into the market analysis, the technical analysis, once we start getting into the charting of it. And I can make more videos on that. This is just really helping you get this set up. Interesting. They got gold, silver. This is platinum, palladium. Look at this timeline. This is valued all the way back to, oh, well, this is only 2005. That's not that big a deal, actually. But the gold one goes all the way back to 1937. Like, this really helps put in perspective. You put anything against gold. I'm going to show you how to compare these, anything against anything. And you'll see how gold really has a very powerful wealth preservation value. Some of these crypto ETFs, oh, I got sugar, oil, bread. Bitcoin futures. This is actually a really important chart. Bitcoin CME, and I can get into this more on other videos too. It's going to be really important, actually. This will be something I get into daily. The CME opens and closes weekly. It closes with the stock market. Then you got Bitcoin back futures also. Is this the back? Yeah, this is back monthly futures contracts. These ones close on the third Friday of every third month. Well, that's actually that's most options contracts or most futures contracts. This one in particular back closes on every month, and I think it's the last Friday this year. Anyways, big money flows from these things come in. You got open interest, very helpful to consider when you see the overall open interest. This is the overall leverage contracts. We're gonna get into this more, guys. You got the same thing for Ethereum. Ethereum is now a future traded asset. It's not spot. And then you got a few forex pairs. I like to consider Euro USD, Great British Pound USD, and you can see this over like a long period of time, so it can be really helpful. Back to 93, the Euro USD about the same, New Zealand dollar, US dollar, Japanese yen. Okay, so that's the watch list. And what you're going to do to add those, again, you add this, you type it in here, and when you go down here, just once you type it in, for instance, if you're going to type in Cardano ADA token, it'd be easier to go to the crypto tab because it's just all cryptos. That's my main thing you're going to find out here. ADA dollar, Bitfinex. You just click the plus sign really and go on and see which ones are the longest. But I could do a separate video maybe to just say like, all right, my ADA dollar is on Binance. That's how I got my longest, or Aave. My ADA is Binance as well. The one calculated by TradingView, it says. This one here, AGIX, calculated by TradingView, Binance, same thing. And this one's a pretty new token, so that's a 6-month chart. You're not going to have much data. Okay, enough of the watch list. Check it out. What we're going to go into now is adding the indicators. This is a big part of this. So when you hit, where is it? Oh, the plus, yeah. No. That's not it. What the heck? Oh, indicators. Okay. So you hit this button here. It's usually, you'll probably have something read to you without all these timelines here. Anyways, so you're going to type in the search bar here all these different indicators that I've got. And if you want, just pause the screen. This could be really fast. That way I don't have to go into all of them right now, because these are very detailed things. And this is where I should probably take off the, okay, so check it out. Take off the hide so you can see what's going on here when I do these. So when you put these indicators on, you could put the Bitcoin hash rate, and that's this indicator down here. And when you look at these on different timelines, the 3-day, the 5-day, you will get different things show up. All these things, I got the RSI, the stock RSI, the MACD, different indicators, Bitcoin hash rate here. That's this one that I just put on here, and you can hit the X to take it off. You can hit the settings to edit some of the things. This one I don't edit settings on, but some of them I do actually. Now, this is the volume, and in this volume indicator, I've got a moving average with a little bubble underneath it. You can go in here, hit the settings to edit those things. The moving averages that I've got, the blue, yellow, orange, red, purple steady lines here that represent just the average of the last 13, 21, 55, 111, and 200 days. Or in this case, it's a 3-day period, so it'd be three times those numbers on the daily. It'd be that, like I said. And then you can hit settings up here, change those amounts. There's a lot that you can really do with this program. This list of indicators, though, is probably the most effective list of all the things that I've found through surveying other people's work and reading and researching and a lot of testing myself. Actually, I've definitely made plenty of gains to understand where confluence of these indicators can really create a really good strategy to be able to make some money in this market, y'all. And that's what this is really coming back to, is building wealth. You know, we need to learn how to be our own banks and build our own wealth. And I want to help educate anybody to go through anything that I went through. So just take a couple looks at these, type these in here, and when you do this, it's going to be the same thing. So you type in visible range. There's going to be a few of them, but it's just get the one that you see that I've clicked on here, like the CPR with pivot levels, CPR by Chi, CPR with, like, get that one. There's a bunch of them. And that's one where you're going to have to fine tune. Actually, the CPR is let me show you this one. This one's kind of crazy to read it, but you got to edit it to get it down. It gives you different levels based on like highs and lows of previous. So this is like the range. This is the range that it could go between. So Bitcoin could go as low as 32,300, 32,000 this week. Or yeah, this is a weekly range, and as high as 52K, right? So, and then we'll get another one for next week. So that's the CPR. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to go over was a little bit of like drawing tools. Oh, you can hit the X just to eliminate the ones that are not needed. Oh, you double click on the thing to go into that one. You can double click on the indicators to go and just see this, make some edits. This is the RSI, by the way. Okay, so what I wanted to get into was showing you just a little bit of these drawing tools. So you got this one here, it's a trend line, and you can favorite these. I've got most of the main ones favorited, and when you favorite them, what happens, it pops into this little tab down here. You can just bring it down here. And so I got a few good ones, and I'm going to get into these real quick with you so you can understand, because these are probably the most important ones to have. So you got the trend line. You can just do Alt-T actually, and you can go highs and make your lines, draw your patterns out, see how things are going to behave, and then that's how you know, oh, the base to the high from the break. And that's where it was going to go. Look at that. That's pretty much where it's sitting. And then I had another move, broke up. You can measure all these out. It's very helpful indicating tools. So that's the trend lines. I got that one down here. Parallel channels, pretty tight. You go bam, bam. You can see the channel there, right? The midline oftentimes represents a really good point of either resistance or support. Parallel channels. You can change the colors on all of these. Now fib retracements are really important. This is going to show you percentages, and I've really messed with this chart. I've messed with my settings, I should say, to be able to, here, let me get that one out of here. I've messed with my settings. I'm going to take it off a log scale and bring it over here. You can do Alt F for the fib retracement. Go from the high to the low. You can go from the low to the high to see it in the other direction, to see where it could go downward from. And this gives you percentage intervals. 0.886 is a really common just Fibonacci numbers, 0.786, 702 is really, really important. Like if it can't find support above the 702 here in this like next several month period, 53K, we're really going to have some issues. Bitcoin's probably going to have to go back down and at least retest the bottom line here. That's typically how technical analysis patterns work, especially with whether you call this a, I don't know, a shoulder, a head, and maybe we get another shoulder. That cannot look good. Head and shoulders patterns are typically bearish. Not always though, but anyways, so you can run it like that. You could run the fib the other way as well. You can go from the previous low to the high current, and you can see where is it likely. Like 1.272 is a common retracement point. So 19K is a pretty terrible figure, but Bitcoin's so strong it oftentimes doesn't really go as low as some of these things look. It's been, I mean, like, just look at it over time. It's just gone nothing but up. So like, let's just be serious. What's it probably going to keep doing, right? I mean, it doesn't guarantee anything, and that's something I really want to make sure I should preach at the beginning of my videos, is like, you really got to do your own research on this stuff, because if you just have a plan and you work your plan, it's going to work out. Okay, so continuing, you got the path indicator. It's pretty tight. You can go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and you double click on that last one to hold it. That's a good indicator. It helps show you Elliott waves, which Elliott wave is a good concept. You can do this curve, which is really quite helpful to show you like where's this thing probably going to keep going, famo. Oh, you can just click auto if you want to drag and move your chart around. The auto button here will get you back to center, and it'll scale you on this scale too. If you scroll while you're on this scale here, it'll help you out moving the stuff. So you got the curve. The bar pattern's pretty tight. You click the bar pattern. What you do, you click, you drag this period here, and oh no, you don't click and drag, I'm sorry, you click and then it'll copy it, and then you can kind of like move this thing around, and you can stretch it. How do you stretch it? Oh, there it is. You just click the other side. You either stretch it and drag it and all this. So you can kind of speculate where I'm going with this one. This might be having a little bit of a period here where it goes sideways, leading into the brush, where you can kind of draw yourself your own little line. And sorry, I'm on a laptop, it looks terrible, but you get the gist of it. Okay, so all these drawing tools are really helpful. I want to show you a couple more things before I finish up. How long is this video? 23 minutes. Okay, I'm pretty well on pace. I hope I haven't lost y'all on all of this, but this is a little bit complicated, and honestly, if you're gonna invest in yourself, you need to maybe do some complicated things in life. So don't shy away from it, and don't worry. I'm gonna keep making videos so you can see my application. That's the way that I've probably learned best, is through just applying it and seeing others apply it too, for that matter. All right, let me get this curve line out of here. Okay, so that's all the indicators that I use. I get back to the cross so I can just make my moves and drag and move around without drawing stuff. This cross right here, and you'll find all these indicators. You got the cross here, you got the parallel channel and the trend line here, the fib retracement here. There's a lot of fib stuff in here too that can be fun to use. I'm not really big into that. I like to keep some of this kind of simple, because it's already complicated enough reading all these indicators. Looking for these lines to see trends. You can draw stuff in here. You can draw other patterns in here, but a lot of that's just unnecessarily complicated. Like, I don't even know what that one does. Okay, so what are we doing here? Whoa, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, you see? So I'm sure there's some merit to it, but you got to put a lot of something into that. Just like I said, simplify things. Okay, so the compare tool, when you get in this top left corner, you can hit Bitcoin, and you can compare Bitcoin and just do 1 over Bitcoin up in here. Anything divided by Bitcoin, anything times Bitcoin, make Bitcoin the exponent relevant with regard to something else, the value of Bitcoin. Like, this is really complicated math, but 1 over Bitcoin's an easy one to see. Like, let me show you all this. You hit that, then you enter, and it shows you the inverse of Bitcoin. It's really kind of interesting. This is the opposite of Bitcoin. It might help you draw some different type of analysis. And what you can do also is, oh wait, hold on. I keep this one at the very bottom here for me to just mess with, because my other Bitcoin ones I actually have drawings on that I use for trading. So okay, let me hustle this up, because I'm going to get into alerts in just a second and tie it up. So okay, when you hit Bitcoin up here, you can do divided by like gold. I think this is a really interesting one to do. There it is, yeah, gold per ounce. And you can see like which one's actually more valuable, and it's been Bitcoin, 23.06 times. Right now, each Bitcoin is valued in 23.05 ounces of gold. So this is a really, really fascinating way you can evaluate anything against anything. And something else, to see them rather than on one chart, you can see them instead against one another. So I'll show you my Bitcoin chart. The BLX is an interesting thing, but see, I'm gonna have to hide these, or maybe I'll just keep them up so you can kind of see what I've got going on. So I got a lot of fib cycles, so I can compare that. And what I do is I hit this plus here. Oh, wait a minute. Let me show you one other thing first. So you can actually hit this open box here, this screen layout. Split it into 2. You can split it into 4 when you get the upgraded non-free version. But so check it out over here. I'm gonna put in gold or something, right? And then we can compare all these charts. And what you do is you gotta line up. You see how I got the crosshair here, but the lineup, it doesn't match. The timeline, it doesn't match. So what you'll have to do is kind of move it around a little bit. Anyways, that's how you can compare them. I'm gonna put it back on just the one though. And here, when you click this plus sign up top here, you can compare, and you can do it against, say, you can kind of add it in as an indicator, so it makes it easy. Like this one, you click new pane. If I want to compare Ethereum versus Bitcoin, anytime I've got Bitcoin up, I've got Ethereum's price right here. Oh, well, that's actually the market cap of Ethereum, 383 billion. But, you know, I can just X this out, do this again. ETH. I'm going to do crypto, ETH USD. Jeez, I got a lot of alerts, guys. Okay, well, you get the point. And then the last thing, the alerts. So you click this alarm clock. You got to be able to really like keep your stuff managed. You can't be looking at this all day. It's really important to set some alerts in here. And I've got 20 available. I think that's because of the I don't have the free trial, the free version of TradingView. I pay like $100 a year basically. I paid, but you can set up in your other apps, all types of apps. You're gonna have alerts, and you really need to keep this in mind. Like how to do this here is easy. You just click the little plus sign, add alert. You can add alerts on TradingView. It's really cool. You can add alerts for if it crosses below a trend line, if it crosses below any of these RSI indicators. If your RSI, you're like, okay, once the RSI breaks out, that's when I'm gonna need to get in my trade. You can set it so when it crosses over this indicator here. So I think that's mostly everything I wanted to get into, y'all, and I appreciate you letting me have this chance to go over this with you. Please, you know, like and share this video with other people, for real. I'm sorry it's 30 minutes long, but that's about what I was planning, honestly, for something like this, where it's more of a actual educational video. So please, like and share, for real. I got to get 50 subscribers to be able to do this on my live on my phone, which is really important. I realize as I'm watching people doing this, the in the moment videos are critical, because you got to be able to really, like when the price is volatile, like right now, literally right now, we've got Bitcoin and it's at 42. I mean, here, let's zoom in a little bit. Bitcoin is it's at a pivotal moment right here, right? Like this what's going on right here, this is important. I don't know what's gonna happen here, but it's probably gonna indicate a lot. And this is something that I like to really focus on. RSI, big deal, man. You're getting a bearish or a bullish divergence, excuse me, when the RSI has an upward move here, but the price has a downward move. That's a bullish divergence right there. Price is likely going to at least come up and retest some of these levels at 50K. So we at least have some more upside in the short term. So if you're trading, you can use these analysis to consider what you're going for. It's always an if, then this, and then if that, then that type of thing. I hope y'all kind of seen what I was just doing over there. You might not have been able to see what I was just doing. See, I'm going to get better at using this program though too. But all right, y'all. Royal kings, queens, keep on working, doing your thing.